thawed, they faced anti-Semitism, few opportunities to advance, and limited food.
No food, no even milk. You have to stay in a line to wait 5 o'clock in the morning to get some milk.
A turning point, December 1986, when Alexandra visited her sister who'd immigrated to San Francisco.
My aunt took her to Hawaii and took her to Las Vegas, and she's like, oh, this is great.
I saw like my sister children go to nice schools, everything they have it, even, we used to have everything, but not freedom like kids here, and that's why I came back to home and tell my husband we have to go to America to better life for our children.
After that trip, they endured subtle persecution, such as when a teacher stripped Marina of her class president title.
All those bad things which, I would have to suffer the circumstances only because my mom went to the United States to visit her sister. I don't know how further it will go, if we wouldn't leave.
She was 13, Igor 6, when they left oppression to embark on the American dream.
They told me to pack up and go, and I just followed.
They gave up their citizenship in Moscow, then traveled to Vienna and Italy, waiting to be granted entry to the United States.
For me, I remember working, I washed cars and stuff like that, and, I started picking up Italian, a young kid. Your brain's a sponge, so you pick up Italian very well.
After a year, and being denied once, the Olshanskys finally got their wish. On September 19, 1989, they flew to New York, then to the city by the bay, San Francisco. They stayed at first at a house his aunt owned at 39th and Judah. And after Igor Olshansky unpacked his suitcase, he stepped out onto the streets of San Francisco for his first glimpse of a whole new world.
And I remember coming out, and there's all types of diversities that I've never seen before, like African Americans and Asians. You're not really familiar with that kind of races in the former Soviet Union. So that was a little shocking for me. As a kid, you kind of adapt really quickly, and I went to school and made a lot of friends. His school, the small private Hebrew academy. Igor took English as a second language, and along with secular courses, had daily prayers in Hebrew. School Dean rabbi-lipner.
Practically all the children who come to the Soviet Union came from a very atheistic background. And this was a tremendously new experience for all of them.
My parents were not religious, and they're not religious now, and so they couldn't really pass on a lot of rich roots about our culture and our history. So Hebrew Academy really provided a great foundation for that.
So that helped you assimilate, you think, into...
Yeah, definitely assimilate and establish, a good sense of who I am.
Igor got a very good ethical, moral, religious education over here, and you can see it. He's a very fine person. And of course, we're very proud that he also married a girl from the Hebrew Academy.
The girl, Leah Rubinstein, an only child, she and her parents from Latvia had a similar immigrant journey. When they met, she was in the 2nd grade, Igor in the 4th.
I saw him and I was like, okay, he's a big guy. And our fathers knew each other because they worked together.
She changed schools in the 5th grade, and they'd become friends later. In the meantime...
By the time I was in 8th grade, I was 6'4", 200 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Was that ever hard for you? Did kids give you a hard time, or were they too intimidated by the fact that you were a big guy?
Like I said, once 5th grade came, I ruled that school. He played youth basketball, a game he learned from his father.
He was like 6 years old and tried to teach him play basketball, soccer, all of his sports, and push him every day, every day.